so wonderful to be here. Every 13 seconds, a couple in the United States is breaking up. So why are so many couples falling apart while other couples are able to maintain their love and intimacy for a lifetime?
Yup. This is what we choose to do our TED Talk on, by the way, guys. This is where we have come in 2023, guys, just so you know.
The relationships that last and thrive all have one thing in common: emotional responsiveness.
Oh my God. Here we go. Oh, you cannot make this crap up. Yeah, so then what? So the average person, right, they listen to this and this is what they think. Oh, if I'm emotionally responsive, nothing will go wrong with my relationship. Yeah, I'll have a relationship forever. Yeah, okay. This is going to be a crock of garbage, guys, and I apologize. Like, emotional responsiveness. What? Okay, here is what actually maintains relationships. Polarity, okay, which is men being men and women being women, right? The man doing what men do and the woman doing what women do. And SMV difference. So what that means is the man is 2 points more attractive than the girl, right? And she feels that she has to earn the guy's good graces, basically. And she's always afraid that the guy is going to sleep with other girls, basically. Not that he is actively doing it, but that he could is the point. That is what maintains relationships. Emotional responsiveness.
Now, this may sound simple and obvious, however, it's not. I believe that if everyone knew the importance of being emotionally responsive.
Now she's telling on herself. All of my exes were not emotionally responsive, and that's why I'm single and not married in my late 20s.
There wouldn't be so many couples devolving into criticism and...
Let's look at her. Let's look at her left hand, okay? Let's look to see if we can find a wedding ring. No ring. Oh, and by the way, now that we're closer, we know that she's she's certainly 28 plus, certainly.
Fighting, and singles unable to find a great partner.
Oh, look, she even used the word partner. Yeah, relationships are not an equal partnership. Look, you can even see her face, how happy she is. Yeah. Cats and boxed wine city. Guys, you cannot make this crap up, okay? So, men, here is what you need to actually be attractive, okay? You need to be strong, successful, a competitor, physically fit, tall, intelligent. And for women, you need to be fit, feminine, bedroom fun, loyal, submissive, and cooperative. This is what you need. Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit that sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe. Again, I've changed the Patreon, so now we have deleted videos from YouTube. We have RP literature, which I'm reading like audiobooks, and of course I'm reading them myself. So you can have a curated audiobook list of of things. And I'm also going to read RP scientific literature and comment on it. So, stuff in evolutionary biology, evolutionary psychology, all that kind of stuff. So you can see where the ideas come from in literature. When these ideas aren't just made up. You can also drop me a donation like Tom M here. Shoutouts to him. Link is in the description. Let's continue.
Now, here's what a lack of emotional responsiveness looks like in a relationship.
Oh, here we go. So basically, what is the presenter saying? Men in the audience, let me demonstrate to you how you need to act more like women in order to get better results in the relationship. Because everything that goes wrong in relationships has to do with how men are not feminine enough in their conditioning, and if they would be more feminine, then we would have no problems. It's the same principle as if the women ruled the world, then we would have no war. Well, that's BS. If you look at Queen Elizabeth, she was actually of England. She was the one that started the most wars. One of the rulers who started the most wars out of anybody. So that's BS. But anyway,
Your partner comes home from a long day at work, says a quick
Partner.
hello to you and your kid. You ask your partner...
And your kid, not our kid. You see? Telling on herself. So she's a single mom. Understood. Got it.
How their day was. They say great. They ask you the same question. And as you share the events of the day, your partner looks away and shows zero signs that what you're saying matters.
What's funny is that if you actually behave this way, it would maintain the relationship for quite a long time. Because what's the girl gonna do? She's gonna be like, oh yeah? You don't give a crap? And then she's gonna get, you know, her emotions are gonna go up, which creates tension, and you have the logistics. And then if you have bedroom fun, bam, right? So what's funny is that she's saying that this wouldn't maintain a relationship, but ironically it actually would. Not in a good way, but it's one way to cycle women's emotions, to just not give a damn at all. You know, like emotional responsiveness.
You aren't sure if they heard what you said or cared, or if they're just too emotionally stuck back at the office to really hear you.
Oh, I see. She's telling on herself. This is how her relationship went. I understand now.
Does any of this sound familiar to you? Now, here's a picture of what healthy emotional responsiveness looks like in action. Your partner comes home from a long day at work. You ask them how their day was. They say great. Your partner says, how was your day? And you say, I had to take Max out of school because he threw up. Then he took a long nap and woke up crying and screaming. I'm so glad you're home. It was a really tough day.
That's just the girl being a girl. I don't know. What she's saying is that in order for a relationship to go well, both partners need to act like girls. Okay.
Didn't get any work done. Your partner says, oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry to hear that. Let me cook dinner for us. And is there anything else I can do for you?
Ah, perfect. I see. Yes. So an emotionally responsive relationship is one where the man is a butler. I understand. So if something bad happens to the girl, it's the guy's job to just, oh, sweetie, no, you don't have to do any work. Let me get everything for you. I'll do all the work. I'll do all the laundry. I'll do all the cooking. I'll do all the cleaning. You just lie there and relax. Yeah, that's not polarity. That's the girl lies on her back doing nothing, and the guy takes all of the responsibility and gets nothing in return. Because again, if a guy does do that, what will happen is the following. What will happen is, basically the girl will have zero respect for the guy, right? And she'll have zero respect for the guy because he just does everything without expecting anything in return. And so if he's just a butler, you know, like if he's just a guy who gives the milk away for free, then why give anything? Right? Because again, women are pragmatic in relationships, right? So if the guy will just do everything without asking for anything in return, then okay, fine, I'll take it. That's their attitude. So here's how an actual good relationship looks, okay? The girl's a stay-at-home mom. She's not out there working. The man is paying for everything, okay? Again, extremely rare in 2022. Basically, the guy has to make double the salary or triple the salary of the average man in order to make this work. Sadly, I know. It didn't used to be this way in the 1950s, but this is... Anyway, in this pipe dream scenario, the guy comes home from work, the girl has cooked, you know, dinner for the children, dinner for the husband, and she greets him with, you know, like she walks up, she's like kissing him. I'm so happy to see you. How was your day at work? He says good, and she's like, that's wonderful. And then la 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 la, she goes on talking about what happened in the day with the kid and how everything is great, or you know, everything is not great, but whatever. They eat dinner, they talk, they, you know, the man figures out how to solve or prevent the problems that happened in the day with the, you know, with what the kid is doing, and there you go. You have the proper polarity. The man is in control, the man is solving the problems, the woman is taking care of the children, and people are in their proper roles. By the way, the woman is dressed, you know, as a woman should be. You know, she's wearing feminine clothing, she's, you know, cooking, the house is clean when the guy comes home, the child is being clearly taken care of. You know, the child doesn't have like dirty clothes, crying, running around doing whatever they want. You know, like this is how a good relationship looks. Not like what she's describing. Butler garbage. Both people are doing their best to contribute to the relationship, and they're contributing in the way that is best suited to their biological nature, right? That's the way. Okay, on to the article by Rollo Tomasi. So this is called Separating Values. So this is just a picture of a girl sitting on a rock, like, you know, Michelangelo's David, and it says, "I feel, therefore I don't have to think." Every so often, in the midst of considering an idea, sometimes even typing away at a draft, when the internet gods hand me a divine gift of an example of exactly the concept I'm attempting to make a bit more concrete. Today was one of those days. 59-year-old Robin Korth made an effort in feigned indignation on the Huffington Post last Saturday. I can't imagine most of my readers haven't been made aware of it already, since this story is making the rounds in the manosphere. Return of Kings and Chateau Heartiste was predictably first to the punch. Please do at the very least skim through these posts. They're not long. They provide many of the examples of RP wisdom than just the points I'll make today. These blogs have already done an admirable job in dissecting Miss Korth's feminist boilerplate, male-shaming efforts, so I don't really feel the need to toss another log on the fire. Briefly though, Robin was upset that a 55-year-old man she met online found her body beyond his threshold of physical, you know, attraction. In other words, she didn't make him want to be with her in a bedroom fun sense. For all her self-induced self-perceptions of what she believed men should find attractive about her, the man, Dave, was completely honest with her about his evaluation of her SMV. But as I've stated in prior threads, women say they want honesty, but they never want full disclosure. Dave went so far as to make a counteroffer by making suggestions she might better present herself in a better context for him to increase her potential. So here's a quote from the article. "We talked for some more, my head reeling at the content of the conversation. He spoke of special stockings and clothing that would hide my years. He blithely told me he loved the little black dresses and strappy shoes. He said my hair was not long and flowing as he preferred, but that was okay because it was quote-unquote cool looking. I felt like a Barbie doll on acid as I listened to this man. He was totally oblivious to the viciousness of his words. He had turned me into an object to be dressed and positioned to provide satisfaction for his ideas of what perfection should be. He explained that now that I knew it was required, we could have a great time in the bedroom. I told him no, I would not hide from my own body. I would not wear outfits to make my body more quote-unquote tolerable. I would not undress in the dark or shower with the bathroom door closed. I would not diminish myself for him or for anyone. My body is beautiful and it goes along with my mind and my heart." Great. Okay. I'm just going to take a moment here to point out a few notable observations. Initially, I assumed Dave was attempting to establish frame, and maybe in a beta way he was, but in doing so, Dave is negotiating desire, his own desire. And this is equally ineffective when men do it from an advantage, because eventually a man will realize he's compromised his genuine passion and the woman will grow resentful. Also, Dave makes the mistake of appealing to Robin's reason, an obvious beta tell. Like a properly conditioned beta, Dave leaves everything on the table in full disclosure. Most feminized men internalize the popular notion that women want to know and discuss the bedroom things they like in order to pragmatically and rationally fulfill each other's quote-unquote needs. It's counterintuitive for men to express what they like bedroom fun-wise, especially when this trope is taught to them as part of open communication, i.e. the key to a great relationship sensitivity training. You see, like the video we're watching here. What Robin was really upset about was less about his words and more about her hypergamous filters being tricked by a guy who just doesn't get it, that a woman has to want to please a man. Genuine, unnegotiated desire doesn't work rationally or pragmatically. If Dave had read The Gift, he'd know that buying for or requesting that a woman wear lingerie is a beta push. A woman buys and wears lingerie to please a man for whom she has a desire to please. Anything else is a form of negotiating desire. However, Miss Korth's example is one of a commonly solipsistic woman whose default presumption is that pleasing anyone but herself is self-diminishing servitude. You see? So remember in that story how I explained a more traditional relationship? Basically, both are pleasing the other by doing what each role is supposed to do, right? But that's not what the girl was describing. I can't say this comes as a shock. Most properly conditioned women now feel that just cooking for a man is a form of submitting to and appreciating him for his authority. Cooking has become the expectation of men to prove their worth in a femme-centric role reversal. Under the doctrine of egalitarian equalism, any act of anything less than mutually autonomous independence has the potential to be turned into patriarchal domineering. Conflating values. One of the major problems women have, and more than some evil RP men have, is the conflation of SMV with their intrinsic personal value as a human being. Indeed. It needs to be emphasized that while personal value is influential in bedroom fun market value, SMV is distinct from your value as a human being. I'm stressing this because in the age of Disney princess empowerment, this conflation of the two has become a go-to social convention, and not just for women. What Court suffers from is presuming her personal value is her SMV. It's disruptive to her self-perception and ego investments when that presumption is challenged by a man who doesn't want to sleep with her for reasons based on the intrinsic value she believes she's entitled to by virtue of maturity and imaginings of self-sufficiency. Just as women aren't aroused by men's own self-concepts of virtuousness and aspirations of higher purpose, that's right, men aren't interested in having bedroom fun with whatever ephemeral self-perception a woman may have. From the timeline of a professional woman, this is the overreach of the feminine imperative, to attempt to thwart men's biological predispositions by convincing them what they should find attractive in women. This becomes all the more ironic when you consider that the women the imperative would have men be attracted to are masculinized versions of women. Womanist equalism is always shocked that evolved human biology and its feral predispositions won't cooperate with it. But such is the frustration with any social order or ideology which fails to account for the realities of human beings' natural states and biological imperatives. There is a conceived higher-order expectation that through free will, conviction, or some other learned reason means, people will rise above the influence of their base nature and comply with what they believe will make for an idealized existence. What egalitarian equalism struggles against is basic human instinct, nature, and impulse. Alright, let's go back to this video here and see what other butler stuff this girl wants.
Exhausted but happy to be seen and heard, you respond, "Thanks, honey," and melt into the warm embrace of your partner's arms.
And melt into the warm embrace of the beta box and never have bedroom fun with him because you're quote-unquote too tired today.
And as you do, some of your day's challenges melt away with it. In this second example, your partner comes home and is genuinely interested in your day and is tuned in to where you're at. When you
That's not what she described. She didn't describe the guy who's tuned in. She described the guy who is a doormat. She described the guy who is willing to do whatever it takes to please the girl. A guy who ascribes to the happy wife, happy life fallacy. And that's the problem here. Because when men listen to this, they are brainwashed into believing that this is what women actually want. And women will happily agree. Because of course it favors them. So why would they disagree? Again, women are pragmatic in their relationships, right? But of course, what it does is it hurts them and it hurts men. So no, this advice is terrible.
Express vulnerability around the challenges of your day, your partner offers support and treats you as the priority, not just like Max's caregiver.
Right, the priority. So what's the idea? The point is, the woman is the priority in the relationship. She should be on a pedestal. But of course, if you put women on a pedestal, if they're your mental point of origin, then your life is forfeit. You are a puppet king. You're not acting in your own interest. You're acting in her interest. And if you are, then you have no relationship. You're just a slave. So no, again, terrible advice. No, no, no. This is literally all of the womanist, like femme-centric conditioning, right? It's do everything for our benefit. And if you don't, you're not a good man. That's what this presentation amounts to.
When you're really connected, your relationship improves. And what's more,
That's not true. It doesn't improve. It actually gets worse. The bedroom fun dries up. Like, okay. With polarity, you become more connected because you're having bedroom fun, you know, you're doing what each of the roles is supposed to be doing. And that actually improves the relationship greatly. But not this. This advice is terrible.
Sex life improves with it.
No, it doesn't. It gets worse, actually. Again, this is a lie, right? Like, no. If the man is subservient to the girl, then her hypergamy, which states that it wants a superior partner, her hypergamous filters tell her, they scream, beta male, guy is doing everything that I want without asking for anything in return. He's weak. Don't reproduce his genes. That's what happens. The bedroom fun actually goes down. This is why chore play doesn't work, by the way.
Imagine if every time you were having a fight with your partner, instead you were having really great sex. Sounds pretty good, huh?
That would be wonderful, except that's not how it works. So, and if you as a man are going to avoid fights, right, then because you want to placate your partner, well, that's not gonna go well. Just look at what if you want a historical example of this, okay, look at what happened when the Ming dynasty, I'm pretty sure it was the Ming dynasty, they tried to pay the Huns to stay away. Sorry, the Mongols. I think I'm getting the names mixed up. When the Ming dynasty paid the Mongols to stay away, what happened? Well, what happened is they didn't stay away. They asked for more and more and more money, and then eventually they realized these guys can just keep giving us more and more money, and they're weak because they keep paying us. Let's just go and take it for ourselves, take it all. And they did. And they took them over completely. And the Chinese Empire, the Great Chinese Empire, became an actual Mongol Empire. So no, don't follow this advice, guys. Look at all the girls laughing. Ha ha ha, he 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 he.
According to Dr. Sue Johnson, the founder of
I see.
focused therapy.
Emotionally focused therapy. Yeah, that must be good for men.
Emotional responsiveness contains these three crucial elements.
Oh, look, okay, let's analyze these, okay? So the first one is accessibility. Are you there when I call for you? Are you available when I need you? Are you a butler? 2, responsiveness. Can you celebrate the good times with me, and when I'm having a hard time, can you soothe me? Butler. Engagement. Am I your priority? Do you value me, and can I feel that in our interactions? Butler. So all three of these are you subservient to me? Are you my beta slave? Can I get you to do whatever I want? So imagine you go to therapy, right? This emotional responsiveness therapy. And the therapist basically tries to convince you to be a subservient loser to your wife. And if you actually believe this, what happens is your whole life gets destroyed. like imagine that, guys. Disaster. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Let's go on to the Reddit post. This one is from Relationship Advisor. It was posted 23 hours ago. So the guy is 26 and his girlfriend is 28. So we already know. If the girlfriend is older, we already know it's a red flag. The girlfriend should be younger. If she's older, it means she's trying to pull the wool over the guy's eyes. Also, if you know anything about women's schedules of mating, right? 18 to 23, they're sleeping around with Chad. And most of the time, in 2023 anyway, it's 18 to 28. So after that, they want to cash out of the SMP. They want to stick the landing, as it were. They want to, marry a nice beta male and who will save them from their bad decisions. A guy like what the girl was talking about in this YouTube video here. So keep that in mind. She's trying to cash out of the SMP right now. Okay, so the GF mentioned an open relationship, and she became emotionally distant. So, and then the guy became emotionally distant. So let me explain something about open relationships, guys. If a girl suggests an open relationship, here's what it means. She sees you as a beta male who's taking care of all of her, beta needs. So you're provisioning her. So you're paying for everything. You're taking care of her, etc. You're soothing her. You're there when she needs you every second. She feels that you're her priority. She's your priority. You see, Freudian slip, because mental point of origin. You should be your own priority, not her. She should be. It's like what Patrice O'Neill said. Patrice O'Neill said, I told my girl that she's the 4th priority in my life. It's myself, my career, my mother, and then her. That's the idea, guys. So do you see what I'm saying? That's how it should be. All right, anyway, so here's the post. My GF of 2 years made friends with a coworker who's in an open relationship. Birds of a feather flock together. My GF is very intrigued by it. About 2 weeks ago, she said that we can try it if I'm on board and it might be a fun experience. Although she did say the final decision would be 100% mine. But something happened to me the moment she showed her interest in an open relationship. I just don't see her the same anymore. It's like a switch was flicked off in my head. I no longer feel emotionally secure with her, and for the past 2 weeks I just don't want to even spend any time with her. But on the other hand, we had a very good relationship before this conversation happened. We've also met each other's families. We saw eye to eye on most issues, but I guess it was just an illusion. I'm really confused on whether we wait out my feelings, or is it time to make some hard decisions. Would really like some perspective here, as I can't talk to my friends or family about this issue. So the reason that you feel this way is because you feel betrayed, because you thought that you were number one in her eyes, but you're actually number two. Number one is Chad, right? And she doesn't see you as Chad. She was having bedroom fun with you, but that was just to convince you to provision her, and now she's going to go and sleep with who she actually wants, right? That's the reason. So if she's not number one, then you have no reason to be in a relationship with her. If you're not number one to her, I mean, if you're not number one, then you're number 500. That's how it is. Okay, 3.4k upvotes. Here's a quote that the commenter said. Since you asked me about open relationships and if I'm interested, something has changed within me. I feel like we're not on the same page anymore and we don't have the same goals to this relationship. I'm 100% monogamous. I thought you were as well. This has shaken me. I feel insecure in this relationship when before I was so sure of who we were as a couple, and I'm now feeling more distant from you, which I'm sure you noticed in the past few weeks. I need to know if this is just a whim, a fantasy, something exciting to imagine, like watching spicy content, or are you telling me you need to explore this in your life? I can't follow you down that road, and I'm not staying in a relationship where I'm constantly worried you want to have bedroom fun with other guys. I know this is big, but I need to know if we have a future together. That won't work either. Here is the response. You want an open relationship? Go ahead. See ya. That's it. A lot of the people are saying, I'd start with the second paragraph, otherwise she's just going to tell OP what he wants to hear. Just the first 2 sentences of the second paragraph and then pause to get her answer, otherwise she'll backtrack and conform to what she thinks he wants to hear. Okay, 368 upvotes. You can read Reddit. There are a ton of "my partner convinced me now I'm miserable" posts. You know what you want and what your boundaries are. An open relationship requires honesty, rules, and a ridiculous amount of trust. However, both partners must be fully committed to that type of relationship. No. Open relationships favor women unless they're one-sided open relationships to the guy. So, no, that's not true. Yeah, the problem is that 99% she'll lie and say that open relationship was just an idea and OP will never feel safe. It's over if you ask me. Exactly. Like, basically, she's implying that she wants to sleep with other guys. Okay, cool. You're not attracted to me. Relationship is done. See ya. That's the only move, in my opinion. All right, guys. We're going to end the video there. Again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content. It's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Again, I changed it, so now it's deleted content off YouTube is one section. I have RP literature read in audiobook form by me, and I have RP scientific literature, so you can get an idea for where I formed my ideas. I didn't just come up with them, from nowhere. All right, guys. You could also drop me a donation like Tom M here. Shout outs to him. The link is in the description. Again, guys, thank you so much for listening, especially if you took the time out of your busy day to listen to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.